chosen one. You did not arrive here by accident. This moment found you because heaven appointed it. Before your concern ever formed, before your question ever reached your lips, God marked this second as your meeting point. The Spirit is stirring, and something unseen within your home is responding to divine light. Anointed One. You are standing at the edge of a supernatural shift, a financial breakthrough, a divine transfer prepared in silence and released in perfect timing. As Scripture reminds us, what is hidden is never hidden forever. So breathe, stay open, and listen closely. Heaven is speaking now, and what you are about to receive will change more than you expect. Chosen One. What is unfolding right now did not begin with this video. It began long before, in moments you couldn't explain, in feelings you pushed aside, in pauses that lingered longer than comfort. There were times you walked through your home and felt a weight you couldn't name, a silence that didn't feel empty but full of something unfinished. That was not imagination. That was discernment, awakening slowly, patiently waiting for the exact moment heaven chose to speak clearly. Anointed One. There are seasons when God does not move loudly. He moves deliberately. He allows certain things to remain unnoticed until your spirit is strong enough to confront them without fear. What you are sensing now is not danger, it is timing. Heaven does not expose without intention, and it never reveals without already preparing the release. You are not being warned, you are being invited into alignment. I want you to understand this deeply. When God is preparing a supernatural shift, especially one tied to provision, authority, or increase, He always addresses the environment first. Before blessing flows freely, space must agree with destiny. I've seen this pattern repeat in my own life, moments when doors felt delayed, not because God withheld, but because something unseen needed to be acknowledged before promotion could land safely. Chosen One. Your house is more than a place you sleep. It is a spiritual container. It absorbs words spoken in frustration, prayers whispered in tears, thoughts repeated in silence. Over time, unaddressed residue can linger not as power, but as permission. And permission ends the moment awareness arrives. That is why this message reached you now and not earlier. You are ready. There were nights you prayed for breakthrough and mornings you felt resistance without reason. You may have blamed yourself, your faith, or circumstances. But hear this clearly, sometimes the blockage is not within you, but around you. God cares about your atmosphere because He cares about your acceleration. What He is about to release into your life requires clarity, peace, and spiritual order. Anointed One, do not rush this moment. Stillness is not delay, it is preparation. Pause long enough for your spirit to catch up with what heaven has already decided. When you slow down, you begin to notice what your body has been reacting to all along. That tension in certain rooms, that urge to avoid certain spaces, that heaviness with no memory attached, those are signals, not threats. This is where authority begins, not in shouting, not in fear, but in recognition. The moment you see clearly what lingered quietly begins to lose its grip. Light does not negotiate. It simply arrives, and darkness adjusts or leaves. And you, chosen one, were born to carry light. That is why awareness feels intense right now. Your spirit knows something is about to shift. I want to speak this prophetically and plainly. There is a divine transfer ahead of you, financial clarity, unexpected provision, alignment with opportunities you didn't chase but were prepared for. But God does not pour new wine into an atmosphere that still echoes with an old season. He clears before he fills. He reveals before he releases. This is not about superstition. This is about stewardship. You are learning how to govern not just your prayers, but your space. And when space aligns, movement follows. You may notice subtle changes. First, sleep, becoming deeper thoughts, becoming clearer peace, settling without effort. These are not coincidences. These are signs that heaven is already moving. Chosen one, do not despise how simple this feels. God often uses the overlooked to unlock the overdue. Small acknowledgements lead to massive shifts. What matters is not the size of what is revealed, but your willingness to respond without resistance. Heaven responds quickly to obedience that comes from trust, not panic. Stay present in this moment. Let your spirit remain open and grounded. You are not losing control, you are reclaiming it. And as awareness grows, so will authority. What once felt heavy will begin to lift, not because you fought it, but because you finally stood in truth. This is the beginning of release, and what comes next will confirm that heaven never speaks without intention. Chosen one. Once awareness opens, movement follows. You may already feel it, a subtle shift in how your body responds to familiar spaces, a lightness where there was pressure before. That is not imagination. That is your spirit adjusting to truth. When heaven brings something into the light, it does not do so to overwhelm you, but to free you from carrying weight you were never meant to hold this long. Anointed one, I need you to hear this without fear. What lingered was not stronger than you. It only stayed because it was unacknowledged. Darkness does not thrive on power. It thrives on silence. And silence ends the moment discernment speaks. That is why this message didn't come earlier. You were not ready to stand without shrinking before. Now you are. There are moments in life when God begins to reclaim territory quietly. He does not announce it with chaos. He begins with clarity. You start noticing what drains you instead of feeds you. You become aware of emotional dips that have no external cause. You sense resistance where peace should live. These are not attacks. They are signals that authority is being transferred back into your hands. I remember a season when everything looked aligned on the surface, yet something felt stalled underneath. Prayers were. Sincere effort was real, but progress felt delayed. It wasn't until I stopped pushing forward and allowed God to reveal what was lingering in my environment that things began to move again. The release came after recognition, not before. Chosen. 1. God does not promote us into confusion. He promotes us into order. Before increase comes clarity. Before overflow comes alignment. What you are stepping into next, financial relief, unexpected provision doors opening without strain, requires an atmosphere that agrees with peace. Heaven is not just blessing your future, it is recalibrating your surroundings. You may begin to realize that certain emotions you've been carrying were never truly yours. They attach themselves quietly through memories, objects, or seasons you outgrew but never fully released. That does not make you weak. It makes you human, and God is gentle with humans who are ready to heal instead of hide. Anointed one. This is not the time to rush, accuse, or blame yourself. This is the time to observe with compassion. When you walk through your space, now notice how your breath changes. Notice where your shoulders tighten or relax. Your body is responding to truth before your mind finishes interpreting it. God designed it that way. As awareness grows, peace will begin to replace tension naturally, not forced. not prayed into existence through effort. It will arrive because resistance is losing permission to stay. This is how divine order works. Light doesn't fight shadows. It simply occupies space fully, and shadows dissolve without protest. Chosen one. There is a reason financial clarity is connected to this moment. Money in the spiritual sense is not just currency, it is flow, and flow cannot move freely where pressure remains unresolved. As your atmosphere clears, movement accelerates. Opportunities align. Delays lift. What felt blocked begins to breathe again. You may notice conversations shifting, decisions becoming easier, sleep deeper, focus sharper. These are not random improvements. They are evidence that something unseen is being removed, making room for what heaven already approved. God is not testing you here. He is trusting you with greater stewardship. Anointed one authority does not come from force. It comes from agreement with truth. The moment you agree with what God is revealing, you reclaim ground without struggle. And when ground is reclaimed, blessing follows naturally. This is why peace is your confirmation, not noise or drama. There are people who mistake this process for loss, but it is not loss, it is release. What leaves was never meant to go with you into the next chapter. You are not being stripped, you are being lightened. And light moves faster, farther, and with far less resistance. Chosen one. Heaven does not remove without replacing. As weight lifts, strength rises. As silence breaks, clarity settles. As old residue clears, new provision finds access. This is the rhythm of divine transfer. And you are in it now, not because you earned it perfectly, but because you are finally aligned. Stay attentive, not anxious. Stay grounded, not guarded. You are not under threat. You are under transition, and transition, when guided by God, always leads to increase. What you are sensing now is the sound of permission shifting, and soon, very soon, you will see the evidence where it matters most. Chosen one, as the atmosphere continues to settle, something deeper begins to happen inside you. Not urgency, but certainty. Not fear, but clarity. This is the moment when your spirit stops questioning and starts recognizing. Recognition is powerful because it doesn't argue with truth, it agrees with it. And agreement is the doorway through which authority flows. What you're experiencing now is the quiet confidence that comes when heaven and awareness finally meet. Anointed one. You may notice that your reactions are changing. Things that once irritated you no longer grip you the same way. Old worries feel distant, almost irrelevant. This is not numbness. This is detachment. God is loosening your grip on what no longer belongs in your future, so your hands are free to receive what does. Detachment always precedes divine transfer, because you cannot carry old weight and new blessing at the same time. I want to speak honestly from experience. There were times I prayed for increase while still holding on to patterns that drained me. I didn't realize that what felt familiar was quietly limiting me. God did not take it away abruptly. He revealed it, gently gave me understanding, and waited for my agreement. When I finally let go, the change was immediate, not dramatic, but undeniable. Flow returned where stagnation once lived. Chosen one. What is leaving your space now is not being taken by force. It is exiting because it no longer has consent. Consent is powerful in the spiritual realm. The moment you become aware, permission expires. That is why peace is growing instead of resistance. Heaven never removes with violence. It removes with truth. And truth, once seen, cannot be unseen. As clarity settles, your vision for the future will sharpen. Not just spiritually, but practically. Decisions that once felt confusing will begin to make sense. You will know what to say yes to and what to decline without guilt. This discernment is not accidental, it is preparation. God does not bring provision into chaos. He brings it into order. Order is being restored now quietly and thoroughly. Anointed One. There is a financial dimension to this shift that may not be obvious yet, but it is real. When spiritual pressure lifts, resources realign. Opportunities that were delayed begin to surface naturally, not through striving, but through positioning. You will notice that things begin to work with you instead of against you. This is not luck. This is alignment catching up with obedience. You may also feel an urge to simplify, to clear, organize, release, or rearrange parts of your life. Follow that instinct. Simplicity is not loss, it is focus. Focus is what allows momentum to build. Heaven often reduces noise before increasing signal. What you remove now creates space for what is coming, and what is coming will require clarity to steward well. Chosen One, do not underestimate how sacred this process is. It may look ordinary from the outside, but it is deeply spiritual. You are learning how to maintain peace, not just experience it briefly. Maintenance is maturity. Maturity is what qualifies you for greater trust. God entrusts more to those who know how to protect what He gives. As this settles, your inner world will feel steadier. Not because life suddenly becomes perfect, but because your foundation is strengthening. You are no longer reacting from old residue. You are responding from truth. That shift alone changes outcomes. This is how cycles break, not through confrontation, but through clarity sustained over time. Anointed One, stay present, stay receptive, stay grounded. What is happening now is not loud, but it is lasting. You are being prepared for a level of peace and provision that requires awareness, not anxiety. The environment is adjusting because you are adjusting. And as alignment continues, what has been waiting in the unseen will soon begin to appear in ways you can recognize and receive with confidence. Chosen One. There comes a point in every divine transition where the inner resistance fades and trust takes its place. You may feel that happening now. Not excitement, not anxiety, but a grounded knowing. This is the point where your spirit stops bracing and starts resting. Rest is not passivity. Rest is agreement. It is the sign that you recognize heaven is in control and no longer feel the need to guard yourself against what God is doing. Anointed One, when trust settles in your discernment, sharpens without effort. You are no longer scanning your life for threats. You are sensing alignment. You are noticing what feels right instead of what feels wrong. That shift matters more than you realize because clarity attracts provision. When confusion leaves, flow returns. When fear exits, doors respond. Heaven moves easily where trust lives. I want to share something personal here. There was a time when I thought faith meant pushing harder, praying louder, staying alert for everything that could go wrong. But God taught me that real authority shows up when you stop fighting imaginary battles. The moment I rested into what He was revealing, things that had been stuck for years began to move within weeks, not because I forced them, but because resistance was gone. Chosen One. What you are stepping into now is not just relief, it is stabilization. God is steadying your foundation so that what comes next does not overwhelm you. Many people receive increase before they receive grounding, and it destabilizes them. Heaven is doing this in the right order with you. Peace first, order first, then expansion. As this continues, you may notice your reactions to people changing. Situations that once triggered you no longer pull you in. Conversations feel lighter. Boundaries feel natural instead of defensive. This is a sign that your authority is internal now. You are no longer managing energy outside yourself. You are governing from within. That is maturity. Anointed One, maturity attracts responsibility, and responsibility attracts resources. God does not release provision randomly. He releases it where it will be stewarded with wisdom. What is aligning now is not accidental. You are being trusted with more because you are carrying less unnecessary weight. Lightness is a qualification in the kingdom. There may be moments when you look around and realize how much quieter your inner world has become. That quiet is not emptiness, it is space. Space is where creativity returns. Space is where solutions form. Space is where divine ideas land. Many financial breakthroughs are born not in striving but in silence that is no longer heavy. Chosen One, let that silence work for you now. Do not rush to fill it. Do not distract yourself from it. This is not the silence of delay. This is the silence of preparation. Heaven often prepares the next chapter quietly so it can arrive cleanly. Noise complicates transfer. Stillness supports it. As your environment continues to clear, you may feel inspired to make small, intentional changes in your daily rhythms. Adjusting habits, shifting priorities, letting go of what drains you at the end of the day. These are not random impulses. These are alignment cues. Follow them gently. Alignment does not require force, only honesty. Anointed One, I need you to hear this clearly. You are not behind. You have not missed your moment. This process is not correcting a mistake. It is completing a cycle. Completion always brings release, and release always brings increase. What has been waiting for you has been waiting for this level of clarity. Soon you will notice that provision no longer feels distant. Ideas will come more easily. Opportunities will appear without pressure. Support will arrive in ways that surprise you. These are not rewards for effort. They are responses to alignment. When heaven sees order, it sends supply. Chosen One, stay anchored in this calm confidence. Do not revert to old patterns of doubt when things begin to move. Movement does not require panic. It requires presence. You are not meant to chase what God is releasing. You are meant to receive it with steadiness. Let this settle deeply. You are not being rushed into the next phase. You are being rooted into it. And what grows from strong roots does not collapse under weight. It multiplies. Chosen One, there is a moment when preparation turns into motion and motion turns into manifestation. You may be standing right at that edge now. Not because you forced anything to happen, but because alignment has matured enough to sustain what is coming. Heaven never releases provision prematurely. It waits until the environment, the mindset, and the spirit can hold it without fracture. That is why this process has been thorough, quiet, and intentional. God was not delaying you. He was strengthening your capacity. Anointed One capacity is not about effort. It is about readiness. You can want increase deeply and still not be ready to carry it wisely. God knows the difference. That is why He works from the inside out. As clarity replaces confusion and peace replaces pressure, your internal framework becomes stable. Stability attracts trust. Trust invites responsibility. Responsibility opens the door to supply. This is the order of divine increase, and you are walking through it now. There is something important you must understand about the transfer that is approaching. It may not arrive in the form you expect. Sometimes it looks like an idea that won't let go of you. Sometimes it looks like a conversation that changes direction unexpectedly. Sometimes it looks like an opportunity that feels almost too simple. Do not dismiss what comes quietly. God often delivers abundance through channels that bypass ego and reward discernment. Chosen one. I have learned that when God is involved, provision carries peace. If something feels frantic, manipulative, or fear-driven, it is not aligned. What is coming to you will feel steady. It will feel clean. It will not demand compromise. You will not need to shrink or pretend to receive it. That is how you know it is from heaven. It will meet you where you are grounded, not pull you back into old strain. As this settles, you may notice your confidence changing. Not the loud kind that needs affirmation, but the quiet kind that does not need permission. Decisions will feel clearer. Timing will feel more intuitive. You will sense when to move and when to wait without second-guessing yourself. This is discernment maturing. And discernment is one of the greatest protections wealth can have. God guards what he gives by refining who receives it. Anointed one, do not be surprised if people respond differently to you in this season. When alignment deepens, presence shifts. You carry less tension, less urgency, less need to prove. That changes the energy you bring into rooms. Favor responds to that. Doors open more easily around people who are not trying to force outcomes. Heaven teaches patience not to slow us down, but to keep us safe when acceleration begins. There may also be moments where old patterns try to resurface, especially when movement starts. Doubt will whisper that you are unprepared. Fear will suggest you should rush or overthink. Recognize these voices without engaging them. They are echoes, not instructions. You are not meant to return to survival thinking now. You are stepping into stewardship thinking. Stewardship requires calm clarity and trust in God's timing. Chosen one. The reason financial peace is connected to this moment is because peace sustains prosperity. Without peace, increase becomes pressure. With peace, increase becomes purpose. God is not just interested in blessing you. He is interested in how that blessing impacts your life, your relationships, and your future. That is why he trained you through awareness first. What you carry next will not consume you. It will support you. As days pass, you may realize that things you once chased are now meeting you halfway. That is alignment in motion. When resistance clears, flow accelerates naturally. This does not mean effort disappears, but it becomes effective instead of exhausting. Work produces fruit instead of fatigue. Ideas gain traction instead of stalling. This is what happens when heaven and environment finally agree. Anointed. One, let gratitude anchor you as this unfolds. Gratitude keeps the heart open without becoming attached. It reminds you that everything moving now is a gift, not a test you must pass perfectly. You are allowed to receive with joy. You are allowed to grow into what God gives you. You do not need to rush maturity. You are already walking in it. Stay grounded, stay attentive, stay open. The shift you sensed earlier is now organizing itself into reality. What was once felt will soon be seen. And when it arrives, you will recognize it not by shock, but by peace. Because deep down, your spirit has been ready for this moment longer than you realized. Chosen one. As this movement continues, you may begin to sense a deeper calm anchoring your days. Not because everything around you suddenly becomes perfect, but because your inner posture has shifted. You are no longer bracing for impact. You are standing in awareness. That awareness carries authority, and authority brings stability. This is how God prepares you to hold what he releases without losing yourself in the process. Anointed One, there is a sacred difference between waiting and being positioned. Waiting feels passive. Positioning feels intentional. You are not sitting idle right now. Heaven is aligning timing, relationships, insight, and opportunity around the version of you that is now ready to receive without fear. What once would have overwhelmed you will soon feel manageable because your spirit has been strengthened quietly. You may notice that your conversations are changing. You speak with less explanation and more certainty. You listen more deeply. You respond rather than react. This is not personality change, it is spiritual maturity surfacing. When maturity shows up, provision finds a safe place to land. God does not entrust overflow to chaos. He entrusts it to clarity. Chosen One. I want to ground this moment in reality. Breakthrough does not always look like sudden wealth dropping from the sky. Often it begins as relief. Bills that no longer feel heavy, choices that no longer feel impossible, a sense that you can breathe again without calculating every outcome. These are early signs that pressure is lifting and flow is returning. As flow returns, discernment becomes even more important. Not everything that looks good is aligned. Not every open door is meant to be walked through immediately. But the difference now is this: you will feel it. Peace will either accompany the opportunity or it won't. Trust that signal. God is teaching you to recognize alignment not by logic alone, but by inner steadiness. Anointed One. There may be moments where you are tempted to explain this shift to others or seek validation. Resist that urge gently. Some processes are meant to be lived before they are shared. Protection sometimes looks like privacy. Let what is unfolding mature fully before exposing it to unnecessary opinions. What God is building in you is strong, but it is also sacred. I have learned that some of the most powerful transformations happen quietly. No announcement, no external applause. Just a steady change that becomes obvious over time. This is one of those seasons. When people notice later, they will call it sudden. You will know it was cultivated. Heaven always prepares before it reveals. Chosen One, do not underestimate the role of consistency now. Simple routines, clear boundaries, intentional rest. These are not small things. They are the framework that supports longevity. God is not interested in giving you something you cannot sustain. He is building habits and awareness that will protect what He releases. As this alignment settles, you may feel less urgency to rush outcomes. That is a sign of trust. Trust is not passive, it is grounded. When you trust, you act when needed and rest when appropriate. This rhythm keeps you from burning out and keeps provision flowing instead of draining. Anointed One, let go of the belief that struggle proves worthiness. You do not need to suffer to deserve what God is giving. Grace is not earned through exhaustion. It is received through surrender and obedience. You have already walked through enough refining. This season is about receiving without guilt. You may also notice that creativity begins to stir again. Ideas come without pressure. Solutions appear where confusion once lived. This is because mental space has been restored. When spiritual clutter clears, creativity returns. Creativity is often a carrier of provision. Pay attention to what inspires you now. It may be connected to what God is growing. Chosen One, remain attentive but relaxed, watchful but not tense. You are not waiting for something to go wrong. You are witnessing something come together. Alignment does not announce itself loudly. It reveals itself through ease, clarity, and steady forward motion. Let this truth settle deeply. You are not being tested right now. You are being trusted. Trusted with clarity. Trusted with peace. trusted with stewardship, and what follows trust in the kingdom is always increase measured, purposeful, and timed perfectly for your good. Chosen one. There is a moment when you realize you are no longer chasing confirmation. It arrives quietly like a deep exhale you didn't know you were holding. You stop asking, "Is this real?" and begin living from the knowing that it is. That shift marks a turning point. It means trust has moved from theory into practice, and practice is where authority becomes visible. Anointed one. As this confidence settles, you may notice that time itself feels different. Days feel less rushed. Decisions feel less urgent. Not because nothing matters, but because you are no longer driven by fear of missing out. When fear leaves, timing becomes precise. You move when movement is required, and you wait when waiting protects what is forming. There is wisdom growing in you now that did not come from instruction alone. It came from experience, from discernment, sharpened through stillness, from learning when to pause instead of push. That wisdom is part of the transfer. God does not give provision without also increasing perception. The two always arrive together. Chosen one. You are beginning to understand that alignment is not something you achieve once. It is something you maintain, and maintenance requires honesty. You will feel when something no longer fits. A conversation, a commitment, a habit. You won't need drama to exit. You will simply recognize misalignment and choose differently. That quiet confidence is power. I want to speak to something practical here. When peace increases, responsibility increases with it. Not in weight, but in awareness. You will begin to sense when to protect your energy, when to invest it, and when to let things unfold without interference. This discernment is what keeps growth healthy instead of overwhelming. Anointed one. There may be moments where progress feels slow again. Do not mistake that for regression. Growth is not linear. Sometimes consolidation looks like stillness. Heaven often allows space for what has been released to settle fully before expanding further. That pause is not denial. It is integration. You are learning to trust internal signals more than external pressure. That is essential for what is ahead. Not everyone will understand your pace. Some will move faster, some will move slower. But your timing is being shaped by wisdom, not comparison. Stay with that. Chosen one, as provision continues to align, you may feel an increasing sense of responsibility toward what you are building. This does not mean pressure, it means care. Care protects momentum. Care creates sustainability. Care allows you to grow without burning out. God is teaching you to value longevity over speed. There may also be moments where gratitude wells up unexpectedly. Not gratitude for what is coming, but for what has already shifted. The quiet nights, the clearer mornings, the reduced mental noise. These are signs that healing has taken root. Healing makes room for creativity. Creativity often precedes expansion. Anointed one. You are entering a phase where discernment becomes instinctive. You won't analyze everything. You'll simply know. This is not arrogance. It is familiarity with truth. The more you practice listening inwardly, the clearer that inner voice becomes, and that voice will guide you well when decisions carry greater weight. Do not underestimate how much preparation has already occurred. What looks subtle on the surface has created deep structural change within you. Structures support growth. Without them, expansion collapses. Heaven has been intentional because what is coming is meant to last. Chosen one, stay attentive to your rhythms. Notice when rest restores you and when effort drains you. adjust accordingly. Wisdom honors limits. Limits protect vision. You are not meant to run endlessly. You are meant to move purposefully. As this alignment continues, you may feel a stronger desire for integrity in all areas of life. Words matching actions. Intentions matching follow-through. This coherence creates trust, not just with others, but within yourself. Self-trust is a powerful stabilizer. It allows you to move forward without constant self-doubt. Anointed. One, remember that stewardship is not perfection, it is responsiveness. You will make adjustments, you will learn as you go. Grace covers the process. God does not expect flawlessness. He expects honesty and willingness to stay aligned. Soon you will look back and realize how far you've come without force, how much has changed without announcement. Others may call it luck or timing. You will know it was alignment cultivated patiently and protected intentionally. Stay grounded in this awareness. Do not rush to define the future before it fully reveals itself. Let each step confirm the next. Trust the pace that peace sets. You are not behind. You are not early. You are exactly where preparation meets permission, and that is a powerful place to stand. Chosen one. This is where understanding becomes embodiment. Not something you think about, but something you live from. The awareness you've been carrying is no longer hovering around you. It has settled into you. That is how transformation completes itself. It stops feeling new and starts feeling normal. And when alignment becomes normal, increase can arrive without disruption. Anointed one. You may sense a quiet confidence guiding your steps now. Not confidence in outcomes, but confidence in process. You trust yourself to respond wisely. You trust God to lead clearly. That trust removes strain. Strain is what used to block flow. Flow is what now begins to move naturally through your life, touching decisions, timing, and provision. There is a sacred simplicity forming around you. You are less interested in proving and more interested in preserving. Less drawn to noise, more anchored in clarity. This is not withdrawal from life. It is refinement of focus. Focus is what allows resources to multiply instead of scatter. Chosen one. Many people pray for breakthrough without realizing that breakthrough often arrives as responsibility first. Not heavy responsibility, but conscious responsibility. You feel accountable for what you host in your space, in your mind, in your routines. That awareness is maturity. Maturity is what qualifies blessing to remain. You are now able to sense when something belongs and when it does not. This discernment does not create fear. It creates peace. You no longer second-guess every feeling. You trust the calm signals. You trust the gentle warnings. This internal agreement is what keeps your path steady even when circumstances shift. Anointed one, you are also learning the difference between urgency and alignment. Urgency pushes, alignment invites. What is coming to you will not demand frantic movement. It will arrive with clarity and permission. You will know when to step forward without needing to rush or hesitate. As this settles, you may notice how your relationship with time changes. You no longer feel late. You no longer feel behind. You feel present. Presence is powerful because it allows you to see opportunities as they arrive instead of chasing them afterward. Presence is a form of wealth. Chosen one, let go of the idea that your life must look dramatic to be meaningful. Some of the most powerful seasons are quiet, stable, and deeply rooted. What grows here does not collapse later. God is not just blessing moments. He is building longevity into your life. You may notice that gratitude becomes easier, not forced gratitude, but natural appreciation for peace, clarity, and steadiness. Gratitude anchors blessing. It keeps the heart open without becoming attached. It allows you to receive without fear of loss. Anointed One. The alignment you carry now will protect future growth. When challenges arise, you will not react from panic. You will respond from discernment. That difference changes outcomes. Problems will no longer drain you. They will refine you without stealing your peace. There is also a deeper sense of ownership forming, not control, but stewardship. You care for what you've been given. You guard your space, your time, your energy. These choices are not restrictive. They are liberating. They allow you to grow without leakage. Chosen One, remember that what has shifted inside you cannot be taken away. This clarity is not temporary. It was built intentionally. You may revisit lessons, but you will not return to blindness. Once truth is integrated, it becomes part of how you see. As provision continues to align, keep your rhythm gentle and consistent. Consistency is what turns blessing into stability. You do not need extreme effort. You need steady presence. God honors faithfulness more than intensity. Anointed One. Your environment will continue to reflect your internal order. Spaces feel lighter because you are lighter. Decisions feel clearer because you are clearer. This feedback loop confirms that alignment is real, not imagined. Soon, others may notice the difference. They may comment on your calm, your clarity, your steadiness. You do not need to explain it. Let your life speak. Explanation is not required when alignment is visible. Chosen One. This is not an ending. It is a settling, a grounding, a foundation being sealed so that what rises next does not wobble. Heaven has done this carefully because what is ahead carries weight, and you are now strong enough to carry it without strain. Stay anchored, stay receptive, stay honest. The clarity you carry now will guide you well, and as you move forward, you will realize that what once felt hidden was only waiting for you to become ready to see, receive, and steward it fully. Chosen One, as this sacred moment comes to rest, do not rush past what has just settled in your spirit. What was revealed was not only for understanding, but for alignment. Heaven has already begun a supernatural transfer, and you are standing in your exact Kairos moment, the appointed time where clarity becomes movement and awareness becomes authority. Anointed One. The light that entered your home has also entered your path. What was hidden has lost its hold. What lingered without permission has been released. And what God has cleared, He now prepares to fill. Expect peace where there was pressure. Expect provision where there was delay. Expect order where confusion once lived. This is not imagination. This is divine response. I declare over you now, may your home remain a dwelling of peace, your heart a vessel of discernment, and your steps guided by holy clarity. May every room you enter reflect the light you now carry. May every decision align with heaven's rhythm, and may what God has initiated in the unseen begin to manifest tangibly in your life. Stay faithful, chosen one. Stay aligned. Do not second-guess what your spirit knows. Walk forward with gratitude, not anxiety, because what is coming does not require striving, it requires trust. The anointing is already flowing. The transfer is already in motion. If this moment resonated with your spirit, you may gently leave a word below, not as noise, but as testimony. And if you feel led, remain connected to this space of revelation where light continues to rise and truth continues to unfold. Go now in peace. Go in clarity. Go in quiet confidence. Heaven has marked this moment, and what has begun will be completed.